Here's something that I've been doing since childhood that I found helpful. But when I do this, I'm not able to have two thought processes running at the same time, two tracks jumping back and forth. I'm not able to do that in my head or out loud while doing this. And that is, you ever heard of thinking twice? You should always think twice before doing something. Think twice, think twice. Well, that's actually very good advice. But I take it to a little different level. What I do is while I'm thinking something through, if you ask me a question like, hey, did you see anybody with a gun lately? Like, that's a real question. I was in Lowell at the park with some buddies. We heard a gunfire like 3 hours prior, and then a cop came over and asked us if we. So, during that, when he asked that question, have we seen anybody with a gun? I ran my thoughts through that question. Did I? What have I seen lately? And I ran that through my mind once. And I heard a fire. Then I ran it through a second time. And I said, this cop doesn't look like he really was looking for this guy. He just wants to make a caller and have this over. Then I ran it through another time. And I said, well, we did hear a noise, but that wasn't the question. And I ran it through again and again and again until I eventually came up with my answer in about a second. What was, no, we did not see anybody with a gun. But you should always run anything through your brain a bunch of times when it's important. And that's a good hint to anybody out there. Run something whenever you have an important question sent to you or asked of you. It's a good idea to run it through a couple times. You'll always find something new. It's like rewatching a movie. When you rewatch a movie a second time, you seem to notice stuff you didn't notice the first time. It's just like that. Same thing when learning something. When you learn something, when you're trying to figure something out, but then you go over it and take the class a second time. Oh, you seem to find stuff you didn't pick up the first time. Well, do the same thing in your thought processes. And you'll notice that you'll come up with different, new, deeper understandings. Real deep understandings that can really move you along forward, mentally and physically. But you got to remember that there are outside forces that are out of your control. You're one person in a community. There's society. And right now, society's hurting. And it's up to all of us to try to see if we can fix what's going on.